From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. The U.S. Supreme Court on Friday announced it will take up a case that imperils a core tenet of the Affordable Care Act, preventative care. This tenet requires insurance providers to cover pre-exposure prophylactics, or PrEP, medications that can greatly reduce HIV transmission, as well as potentially hundreds of other preventive services, among them cancer screenings and heart statins. The case was originally brought by a group of individuals and a Texas business, Braidwood Management, who sued over the mandates because the company had moral objections to covering PrEP and screenings for sexually transmitted diseases and other treatments they believe promote, quote, homosexual behavior. Lawyers for the plaintiff claimed their case relies on Braidwood Management Inc. v. Becerra, in which rests the assertion that as inferior officers, the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, which issued recommendations for preventive services like PrEP, operated outside the Constitution because its members are not approved by the Senate, thus violating the Appointments Clause. The plaintiffs also claimed the requirement to cover PrEP violates Braidwood's religious rights under the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, a 1993 law that prohibits the government from significantly burdening a person's religious exercise. PrEP is an essential tool in the arsenal to fight and eliminate HIV as a serious health threat in the United States and around the world. PrEP access has been credited for reducing HIV and STI transmission rates around the world. Though PrEP doesn't prevent STIs, those on the medication tend to get regular sexual health screenings, making them more likely to detect and receive medical treatment for sexually transmitted illnesses. In other news, Amazon has joined the slew of companies rolling back its DEI efforts in apparent celebration of Donald Trump's anti-woke agenda. The changes specifically target LGBTQ plus people, with the section on LGBTQ plus rights being completely removed from its positions page. The section once emphasized that the company would continue to fight for protection and equal rights, including rights for transgender people, as well as for the passage of the Equality Act. Now the only mention of LGBTQ plus people on the page is as a part of a list of marginalized communities against which the company supposedly does not tolerate inequitable treatment. The page also once stated that Amazon provides gender transition benefits based on the standards of care published by the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, or WPATH. The removal of this statement has employees worried that they are losing this benefit, but the company told the Washington Post, which is owned by Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, that it is still available. A section entitled Equity for Black People was also removed from the positions page. The tech giant also renamed a page for prospective employees from Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion to Inclusive Experiences in Technology. Where it once claimed to advance DEI through technology, it now promises to advance the employee experience. If you plan to watch the inaugural ceremonies on January 20th, you will see anti-LGBTQ evangelist Franklin Graham, who will deliver the invocation at the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump, according to a copy of the program circulating on X, according to the Washington Blade. Graham's invocation further cements Trump's connection to the Christian evangelical community. An estimated 80% of evangelical voters supported Trump, even though Trump says he has never had to ask God for forgiveness because he has never made any mistakes. Trump has been found liable for sexual assault, convicted of 34 felonies, and accused of sexual misconduct by at least 26 women. Folks, I would read the rest of this particular story, but frankly, I'm too disgusted to continue with it. If you would like more information about any of the stories we cover, check out the PEP Radio page at paequality.com. Be sure to download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. That's the news at this hour. Here's more music on PEP Radio.